Do not throw away your collard green stalk again, because from this stalk you can get thousands of seeds that you can plant over and over again, so that you do not need to go to the store to buy another collard green ever again. If you follow the method that I'm going to show you in this video. I usually get my children involved because, honey, this is a family business. Anyway, first of all, you want to buy the collard green that has the root attached to it, like this. You want to buy this type that has the root attached to the stem. So, but there are some that are being sold at the store that are not like this one. Have you ever wondered why some stores sell it like this? Because they want you to keep coming back to buy it from them, because you can't regrow that type. Okay, so you want to buy this one with the root attached to it, and this is where you're going to start from. You have to pluck the leaves. I love collard greens. I use it to make vegetable soup. I eat it with some rice. Let me know in the comment section below what you use your collard green for. Like, what's the recipe? What kind of recipe do you use your collard greens for? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, after removing all the leaves, after plucking it off, you want to go ahead and cut it like this. Some people do like the stem, like the upper part of the stem. For me, I do use it to cook, so I'm going to put it in my soup. But after cutting it like this, we are going to use the root part for planting, but this other one, we're going to use it for cooking. If you don't like it, then you can, throw it into your garden as compost. So I bought 2 bunches. So this is the other bunch of my collard green, and I'm going to repeat the same process that I did with the other one. So the next step is for you to find a spot in your garden where you're going to plant the root pad. So make sure you dig a hole of 4 inches. I'm digging a hole of 4 inches because I'm going to add some garden soil into this hole. Okay, if you want to know the type of garden soil that I use, make sure you check the description box below. It's packed with nutrients, and that's what I've been using for all my vegetables. Check the description box below and you're gonna see it. Then I'm adding my garden soil, as you can see, and then the next step is for me to plant my collard green, put the root pad into the soil, and make sure you use your garden soil to cover it like this. I'm going to use my garden soil to cover it all around to make sure I hold it and make sure it's stable. So the next step is very important. You want to make sure that you water it, because if you don't water it, it's going to die. And watering it is not just a one-time thing. I water mine every other day because this is summer and it's very hot. So after 14 days, this is what your collard green would look like. Again, I have to make sure that I keep my soil moist, not soggy. Soggy is when you overwater it, but you have to keep your soil moist. You have to water it because they need water. They need water to grow, okay? So after about 45 days, your collard green is going to transform from this to this. At this point, the leaves are tender and they are getting bigger every day. So what you want to do is to give it another 30 days. So a quick tip I want to share with you is that the more they grow, the longer they grow, the harder the leaves become. So at this point, these leaves are tender, but after 30 days, this is what they look like. And the leaves are not as tender as when it was at 45 days old, okay? And at this point too, you're going to have some flowers like this. A quick tip, you don't ever want to cut the stem. No, you don't want to do that. So instead, this is what you're going to do. Harvest the leaves. Just pluck the leaves like this. And after you pluck the leaves, you notice that there are new leaves coming out from the stems. There are brand new leaves that are coming out from the stems. You see, like this. So these are new leaves coming out from the stem. So we are going to go ahead and harvest all the leaves from the stem. And make sure you leave about 1 inch away from the stem while plucking the leaves. The reason why I leave 1 inch away from the stem while harvesting the leaves is because I don't want to mistakenly cut off the new leaves that are trying to grow out from the stem. So make sure you leave a few leaves at the upper part of the stem, like the flower part. Leave some leaves up here because the stem needs some leaves to be able to grow. So after the flowering, you're going to have some green seed pods like this. These seed pods contains the seeds that you need. These are thousands of seeds inside these green pods, and you cannot grow this one because they are not matured yet to be grown. So let's break the pot, let's break this green one and see what's inside. So this is what colored green seeds look like. But like I said, if you plant this one, they will not grow because they are not matured enough to be grown. So you have to give it some days or a few weeks and it's gonna turn from green pots like this into black pots like this. So when they look like this is when you know that they are ready to be harvested. And at this point, you're going to harvest them, but don't harvest them individually like this. It's going to be a lot of work and you're going to lose a lot of seeds. This is what the seeds look like compared to the green one. This is the matured ones. So you're going to get your kitchen scissor and you're going to cut the stems like this. All the seed pods may not dry out at the same time, but as they dry out, you harvest them and you remove the seeds from the pods like this. So grab a labeled Ziploc bag like this, and then you're going to pour your seed into a spoon like this. Make sure you put a plate under the spoon so that if the seed falls, it can fall into the plate. And then you're going to pour your seeds into the Ziploc bag and then lock it. Honey, you can keep this for 2 years or more and they'll still grow whenever you're ready to plant them. Or if you feel so lazy sometimes to harvest it, you can, to break the seeds from the pot, you can just plug them and put them in a bigger Ziploc bag like this and they'll be fine. And the next year when you're ready to plant it, just pour them into a plate like this. Then fill up your container with soil. This is my starting pot, seed starting pot. So I had already poured my soil into my container and I'm just spraying the seed. Just pour the seed into the container and then you're going to cover it lightly with some soil. I do use garden soil or seed starting mix. You can check that in the description box below and make sure you water it to make sure you keep it moist. And set it aside. After a few days, like 5 days, you're going to see it grow out like this. Then after about 20 days, you're going to have it grow out like this. Then at this point, you can decide to transplant it, or you can even transplant it before 21 days. It will still be fine. So all what you have to do is to dig a hole like this, find a spot, dig a hole like this. And for me, I usually like putting my garden soil because it gives extra nutrient to the soil. So make sure you put your garden soil. Check the description box below. You will see the type of garden soil that I use and you can get yours. And also get the seedlings out one by one. Make sure you do not cut the stem. Be careful not to cut the stem, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put it in your hole like this. And fill up this hole with your garden soil to hold it and make it stable. Remember to water your colored greens so that they can grow out well. Give it a few days and then it's gonna turn from this to this. Then after 75 days, you have a lot of harvest. This is what you're going to get. This. From all those seedlings, you're going to have tons of harvest. And listen, when you're harvesting it, remember what I said, you're going to harvest only the leaves, leaving new leaves to grow out. Make sure you repeat the seed saving process in this video every year so that you have collard green seeds to plant every year without running to the store to buy collard greens ever again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that red subscribe button below. Give your girl a thumbs up. I'll leave my collard green recipe in the description box below.